Everybody likes to watch you.
What?
So everybody likes to watch you.
Yeah, well, I got about 29 seconds worth of ads on Twitch, so, well, that's okay. Let's go. No, battle map. Let's get it. Wait, no, battle map. That's right. There we go. Battle map. Okay. So, Bojack, I see that you just joined. Oh, there he is. Oh, cutie. Oh, cutie with the booty. We got about 10 seconds left on this ad. Everyone get ready. No, 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 no. I see 3 people are in roll 20.
B.
No, 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 no.
Oh, I'm not.
And like got the tabs and stuff up on my screen, and Natalie, she was like, "I want to learn how to play Teams."
What?
I was like,
Sadie, I think your mic might be either super far away from your face or using a different mic.
Did you guys see
Oh,
that
can you hear me now?
D&D bingo
Yeah.
I sent you? Hey, I think your mic's muted. It's one of them. So.
I think your mic's muted. That's good.
Yeah. Yes, teach her how to play. Teach her the game.
Yeah, so I was trying to show her, I was like, yeah, so like you roll, blah, blah. I was like trying to like show her all the stuff.
Just tell her to
And
tune into our stream.
Yeah, no.
It's kid friendly.
No, it isn't.
There are
Absolute.
minor cuss words. We are not vulgar by any means.
That's a lot.
I would say that's quite true most of the time.
No, definitely not. The amount of times we say fuck and like shit because we rolled bad is like every time.
Agree to disagree. Here today, gone tomorrow. I don't know. Potato, tomato. So, all right. Let's get started.
Oh my god.
We're all in. We're all here. So, last session, the party brought the battle beneath Valoria to its climax end, facing down the Void Worm, the Voided Well, and the Twisted Witch, Anti-Kravich. The adventurers fought with fire, faith, and fury through a mix of cunning, divine intervention, and raw power. They shattered the well, severed its leyline corruption, and erased the last remnants of Kravich's influence. That's hard to say. Triumphant but wary, the team returned to Seraphina's sanctum, expecting clarity and next steps, but instead they walked into a storm of emotion as at the table, Kethgar, Seraphina, and Axe were locked in a heated debate, one not meant for others' ears, y'all. The party held back and listened, catching Kethgar's anguished lament over the cost of their chronomatic return to this timeline. He mourned the lives lost in Luna's hometown of Ebonshire, questioning whether any future was worth the price that was paid. Seraphina and Axe, meanwhile, stood by their choice for the greater good, they said. When the moment was boiling over, Kethgar stormed out for air, overwhelmed by grief and guilt. Kezia, Bojack, and Luna did follow Kethgar out of the room. Pharamond, you remained behind, steady and focused, staying with Seraphina, Axe, to begin planning your next move and the path to find the final cursed book and what lies beyond that. So, that is where we're going to pick up. And let's go ahead and I guess we'll stay in this room, you know? Make sure we're actually on this room. Yes, we are. Okay. So, I think, yeah, we are going to stay in this room. In 1 second, I just want to make sure we... Okay, we do. Perfect. Okay. So, Pharamond, you decided to stay behind. In this moment, what was driving you to stay while some of your friends followed Kethgar?
I think, regardless of, the information we received from, like, overhearing part of the conversation, we do still have a lot of stuff going on in our own reality that like we can still impact. And so I think also Faramond is very hesitant to hesitant around Cathcart just because he has had so many like outbursts of like losing control.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, I don't think I would also be able to add anything to that situation. So in fact, it's better for me to kind of make sure we have all the information we need and to move forward with kind of saving our own people.
Yeah, absolutely. Very strategically planned. So the door shuts softly behind your companions as they walk out. Their footfalls are echoing away, leaving this war room, which is, as you can see, bathed in these candle lights, and the scent of warm parchment and magic just hangs thick in the air. Across this table, which is made of obsidian, Seraphina and Axe remain still, watching you with a mixture of calculation, one that I'm sure they are seeing on your face as well. And finally, Seraphina exhales, almost as if like relieved, as she says softly, "Just you then? Good." And she waves a hand in the air, and some of these cluttered like maps and different cups and these little candelabras on the table go to their places on the shelves. And then another map kind of flies down and covers a majority of this table. And also you see these 6 crystalline markers also float kind of directly above this table in this map. Yeah, go ahead and make me an insight check. I would say Cathcart,
Yep.
or not Cathcart, Faramond would be trying to read through some of these moments.
21.
Perfect. So you can clearly notice there's a change in her demeanor. It's almost like less guarded and more deliberate. So she has all these things before you, and she gestures to the table. And as she gestures to the table, you can start to see these magical ley lines just for like a brief moment to show like they're there above the map and where they would intersect. And she starts to speak up with you, and the ley lines flow again, and with them the books have begun to whisper. The tally stands as such, and you see these markers start to circle, and she points one by one as it reaches like in front of your face in a circle. There's water, there's air, there's earth, and there's beasts, and they're all just kind of circling around. And as they are circling, the fire one, the red one, starts to go into the circle, and then Axe reaches and grabs it, and you can see it sizzles in his hand, and he addresses you. "In my hoard, no safer place." And he pulls it off to the side and puts it on the table. And she nods. "That leaves only one." And then you see another shard drop down from the ceiling. This one's black glass, and it sits right down at the table, just flat on the table. She's like, "This would be our final task, the Book of Death. So, if you believe you and your friends are ready, would you like to know where it is?"
I think, yes, I'd like to know. I think and maybe this is for me, but what's the plan after we collect all of them? We've been working on this for quite some time, and I'm still not quite sure what we do when we've gathered them all.
A very insightful question. So, I'll be quite blunt with you. The only way to ensure the safety of the future for everyone is to destroy these books. But, unfortunately, it seems that having these books helps us get more of them, and they are very, very hard to destroy. So, should we have them all, we could take our time destroying them one by one. If that makes sense.
We're not quite sure of the method of how to destroy them, even if we collect all of them. But but I guess logical thinking would say that if somebody were to then know where we were with these books, then it would be likely that they could take all of them at once and potentially unleash the power that they store together.
Well, think about these books, and she hesitates for a second. To be able to scry and find these books, you have to have had contact with them. That's how I'm able to find them. So, by my record, and she points to some of the crystals, just about every book that you have had, the previous owner was destroyed by some manner. Is that correct?
There's one we didn't destroy. There's one previous owner who's out there, I think, from what I recall.
And which one would that be?
The ice giant with the Book of Beasts.
That would be problematic. But unfortunately, the chieftain of the ice giants is not very magically inclined. So I don't believe that he would be able to scry and find this book.
And then by technicality, Travos would have also been in contact with these books.
Did he ever claim them?
No, but through my possession, it could be argued. Not sure if that's pertinent, but
Unfortunately for him, that you were the host. So in theory, with a little bit of practice, I could show you how to find these books specifically. But for him, he's a parasite without a body. He would not be able to do that.
You said that you've found, obviously by being able to search for these books, you found them before, and I assume in the timeline that you were from, before that what led you here. And you were in contact with them and you were unable to destroy them in your previous reality, is that correct?
That is correct.
And but what makes you feel confident that you can finish the job this time?
Because this time, we do have possession of the majority of them. I was in contact with them, but I didn't hold them for myself.
All right. Yeah, let's find where the last book is. But what is it that you're not telling me? Is what I'm really concerned by.
Go ahead and roll some insight as you read her next words.
20. 30, 20.
Okay. Pheromone, I'm going to speak plainly, not because I think you need convincing, but because I respect what you've become. The Book of Death, it is in the Nine Hells. The others, they have strength and their loyalties, but you still feel what's right. You wouldn't be standing right in front of me if you didn't believe that same thoughts we have had, even when it cuts deep. And Axe steps up. Which is why we're not sending this next piece through them, and we choose to bring it through you. And with that check, seems to be telling the truth with these words coming out. And she folds a folded silver edge scroll across the table to you. It sits right in front of you.
What's this?
Pick it up.
Yeah, all right, I'll pick it up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Shoot. 12.
Okay, yeah, still pass. As you touch this scroll, you can just feel a surge of just celestial and infernal energy humming through the parchment. It doesn't hurt. It's almost like grabbing a hand warmer. And this, well, there's a relic in Avernus, a god spark, a remnant of divine power bound to mortal flesh. It is our only hope in destroying these books one by one permanently. But unfortunately, it's not a weapon, not yet. It's housed within a soul.
So there's a person who currently possesses the power of this god spark.
Go ahead and you can either make me a religion or a history check.
I'll do Maybe both are +4. We'll try it. It's a 19.
Ooh, nice roll. Okay. The DC,
Yeah, man, looking
was, you've been looking out. And I'm not gonna retcon anything, but I'm pretty sure you have a point of exhaustion. But
oh shit. Oh fuck.
Moving forward.
Yeah, I will do
because I forgot as well. Yeah, you.
Well, it's supposed to be -2, so really, this would have been a
-2.
17.
Okay, yeah, you're right because we opted for the new rules. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
nothing I rolled would have, I think, have been affected by. Maybe the last roll would have been a 10, and that wouldn't have passed.
Yeah, that one would have been a little bit less information. Anywho, you recall in your time of studying in your youth, the whispered doctrine of Bellis Dern, a fallen paladin who had turned martyr. She sealed the god spark within herself as like an act of penance and has been wandering the hells ever since. That's the legend anyways. Very much so in hell, but very much so still alive. So unfortunately not a lot of people make it to the hells and make it back, but those who have said that this is true. But most of the time they're deemed crazy. So that's what comes to mind when they're talking about this.
Okay.
So this soul will not surrender it willingly. You'll have to either trick her or convince her or kill her. Seraphina, this is your task, Pharamond, yours alone.
I have to go. What? My party won't go with me?
They share a glance at each other. Unfortunately, this, from the reactions of your friends, may not go over well, and they may not wish to do this. Again, like I said, she will not give it willingly. So, by the grace of the gods, you either can convince her to, they share a glance, convince her, or trick her out of it, or, like I said, it's by far the easiest and most logical way. It would be just killing her, taking the spark for ourselves.
In your timeline, did you ever come across the carrier of the God Spark?
I did not.
But one of your party did?
One had gone there, but they came up short. They were not the right person for the job, yet they tried anyways, and here we are. Why we think you would be the best man for the job.
I really don't trust them, to be honest.
Roll insight.
Yeah, see if they're maybe trying to. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right, there we go. That's 9.
Okay. They haven't lied to you since. Why would they start now? You know,
all right.
So
I need.
the time is short. So
I currently am exhausted from my last fight. I would need to be restored before I could.
May I ask you
even
24
remotely?
hours?
I just need 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
I'll go by
yeah.
myself if they want me to, but does this scroll teleport me to the hells? Is that what this is?
She laughs and you don't have to do this yourself. You are strong, but some in your party are much stronger than you. You will need their help. But again, this may not be a route they would like to go, but nonetheless, you will have to walk this path. So when the time is right,
I'll have to be the one to either. You're not going to tell the expectations. I won't tell them the rest of this information.
do you think they would go along with it?
I mean, the alternative is our timeline turns similar to yours eventually, and I don't think anybody wants that outcome.
Exactly. One soul for the betterment of the world. Makes sense to me.
I'll do what I can.
Beautiful.
Now I do. Now, can I take out the thing that we found in the near the well?
The void worm's fang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring it out and put it on the table. It's like, now what can you tell me about this? And what can you tell me about the giant worm that we fought along the ley line?
She looks at it and she waves her hand and it floats to her. Now, this is something I've very rarely seen in my timelines. A void worm. Bunch of tentacles, kind of wormy looking thing in its base.
Big thing, yeah. Big guy.
You know, if you leave this here with me, I probably could turn this raw component into something that would be helpful.
Yeah, alright.
You can expect it done by the time you're back on this plane. She waves.
And then how am I... If this isn't a... What is this scroll?
I can put it in your... I don't have it on a thing right now, but I will put it in your inventory. So, what is the scroll? Yeah, so... Well, this will help you tremendously when it comes to locating her. And she picks it up with her hand again. This is a sigil of passage, recognized by only herself. So this might get you a little bit closer to her. Many people who have gone to the Nine Hells have tried to get this God Spark for themselves, but most of them have never been able to find her. Trust me, if you have this on your person and you... words will be your greatest ally when presenting this. She will let you get near her, and I believe she will trust you.
Okay. And then how are we meant to get into the hells?
Oh,
isn't it called Erebus or whatever? I forgot the...
Avernus, yes.
Avernus, yeah.
Oh, well, that's quite easy. When you are ready to go, I shall get you there.
And then how do we get back?
When I can sense that it is with you, I'll bring you back. Because to be honest, there's no point in going there if you can't get it, right? There's no point in coming back. You can trust me.
Well, I've heard that a lot.
I'm sure you have.
Let's okay, yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Be like, okay, well, I should wait for my party and start to prepare for this. Two things. Two more questions before. Do you know anyone who can do anything about this arm? And I pulled out my little stump of an arm. Very inconvenient, let me tell you. And second, is there a shrine? Is there a church or shrine to Kelemvor in this town? I wish to pray to my deity before I, set out where I may not come back.
Of course. Here in Valori, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of Arcana. To be honest, I think maybe in the many years I've been here, I've not really explored any of the religious districts, but you could go over there. It's not very popular, but you might be able to find something.
I'll do that. And then any healers in town strong enough to bring this back?
Well, she thinks for a second. I might be able to call a friend. When you're ready to make the trek across these plains, before I send you, I'll see what she can do with your hand.
Alright. I will set out to if she gives me directions, I'll set out to this religious potential area of town and investigate the ability to find a church of my deity.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we do that, we are going to, let me switch little boopa doopas. Switch back over to join the rest of our party. Woo! Okay. You guys follow Kethgar into the upper terrace of Seraphina's sanctum. Whoa, that music seems really freaking loud. That's just quiet. Okay. To the upper terrace of Seraphina's sanctum, and In this area that you are at, as you can see by the Roll20 image, Kethgar is right in the middle of it, with his hands on the rails facing the night sky. You see these ley lines, these almost like aurora borealis above Valoria, and Kethgar is leaning against the rail, almost casting this little outline against the sky. So as you three approach him, he's just standing out there, his hands on the rails, looking up.
Okay. I'm going to approach him, and I'm going to first ask him, how are you doing?
Takes a second. Keeps looking up. And with a low voice, he says, you know, there's something cruel about this city being so damn beautiful, with rot in the streets. I'm more calm now. I think I'm okay.
Yes, so we heard everything.
He doesn't move.
Do you care to enlighten us on what exactly happened?
Go ahead and make me, all three of you, since you're all in tow, make me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. That is going to be a 28.
Okay. It's a group persuasion.
Hold on, rolling. Get my dice out.
Woo, dice.
Where is my... What? Oh, there.
Bojack, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 6. I know.
You said it was persuasion?
Persuasion.
Ooh. 18.
18, okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okie dokie. He takes a minute. When Seraphina first came to me with all her theories and charts and warnings of the world ending, I could give two shits about that. But I told her yes. I'd help her stop it, but not because I wanted to be a hero. You all know my wife, my sons. They were taken by the void when it first swept through the eastern valleys. My world ended for me then. So when she said that she could go back and change it all, I mean, I didn't think of duty or righteousness. I thought maybe I could just undo that pain. Make a deal with the devil. Maybe I could punish whoever did it. Maybe I'd feel something again.
Mm-hmm.
He turns and he looks at all three of you, and you can see his eyes are red, but not from, like, obviously his infernal bloodline, but from grief and this emotional roller coaster that he's just been on. He looks at you all. I didn't take this mantle because I was noble. I did it because I was desperate and selfish and broken.
I stop him and I'm just like, Kethgar, you did it for your family. You tried to bring them back. That is not a selfish thing to do. Now, what happened was not your fault. That's a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. So I just want you to understand that I don't blame you for what happened.
He just looks at you, and then he looks at Kezia and Bojack? Is there anything you were going to add to this? Because there's going to be a roll here soon.
I would just like to add that keep in mind, Kethgar. I understand how you're feeling, but none of us here are exactly. We all. I guess that is to say, we all have a past. We all have things that we've done that we're not proud of. Things that maybe seem selfish or not noble, but in all this, all of us together, we've all managed to do good. Now, whether that makes up for it all, I don't know, but it's not something you have to put on yourself here. We've all done our deeds, but at the end of the day, right now, we're trying to do what's best for our world, and that does count for something.
Stares
Well
at you.
said.
Yep.
If
I
you
have
f-
a past, and I'm trying to
Yeah.
fix my past too. So I get where you're coming from, Kefgar.
Okay. So all three of you go ahead and roll another persuasion. This is how this encounter is going to work.
29.
Okay.
I like this.
21.
Okay.
15.
Okay. All right. You were all standing there. I don't know how long. I just know probably long enough. The people of Ebonshire, he looks at you there, Luna. They didn't get a second chance. I got to go back. They didn't. That's a weight I'm going to carry until the day I die. And for that, I know that I do not deserve forgiveness.
Listen, Kefgar. I understand what happened to my people. I tried to warn them. I saw it coming. But I didn't try hard enough. I'm in the same boat as you're in. I could have prevented my town, the people, being destroyed if I just would have told them sooner. You see, Kethgar, I don't know if you know this, but I have a gift. I come from a long line of seers.
He looks at you with sadness in his eyes. I know exactly about your bloodline. That's why they chose that spot. One of the reasons. There was so much good that your family still had to do. There was so much potential. That's why they chose that spot to breach through. Because of your family and Black Flame's daughter. There was so much good that could have been done. And that was the price to be paid for entry.
So why did they... So I knew it was going to happen, but I never understood the why. So you tell me, because how much good we will do. So what did they try to accomplish, do you know? Besides destroying us.
It's not what you could do, it's what you could have done. You and your family, if you would have stayed the course, you could have done miracles. That's the price of sending us three back. We needed raw potential. Something that is honestly one of the most powerful things here in our realm. The potential for either extreme good or extreme evil. Good's just the stronger side, or so they told me. That if we snuff out that light, we could use it to break through the barrier. That's why they told me that chronomancy is next to impossible, because no one really could ever break the code on traversing time, because a great price has to be paid. Some people thought it was a life or here or two and just raw power, riches, but it's just potential. Raw potential.
Well, I was robbed of that potential. Because since my village was destroyed, I can't learn from anybody. I don't even know how to use my powers. But I'm going to keep trying to find. So I just want you to know, Kethgar, that I understand where you're coming from. It happened. The only thing that we can do now is move forward and, like what Bojack said, make things right.
Okay. He's looks down at the ground for a minute. Maybe you're right. The more I've spoken with Serafina, the more I understand that we've done wrong, but maybe you're right in be able to right some of that wrong. But we also talked more about my affliction, the price that I paid as well. This he looks down at, now he's kind of pulling up some of his sleeves, and you can see just like these like veins of like purple and black going through his arm, where he usually wears like a tunic, so even when he's unarmored, he's still like down to the like elbow, always clothed, but up in his arms you could see these deep lines. Arcana Lapsus, it's magic wrought. It's the curse of these timelines colliding within me. And he looks at you, Kezia, and from what your grandma said, and what they told me, there ain't no cure. There ain't no cure for this. Because I'm the one who inflicted this upon myself. So I'm either going to burn up from it, or I'm going to lose myself entirely.
Well, what do you think you need to do? What do you, Kethgar, want to do?
Well, honestly, and go ahead and I'd rather go down swinging beside all you with my blade in my hand than wake up one day with fire in my blood and murder in my eyes. If you know what I mean.
I think I do. But once you start going crazy and trying to kill us, I can't promise nothing. And I punch him in the shoulder.
He smiles for a
Like
second.
playfully.
So if you see the signs that I can't come back, would you give the people of Emmonsshire what I never gave them?
Which is what?
A reckoning.
How do you want that to be completed?
I would want my friends to strike me down before I become a tool of the very force that we swore to stop.
And by God, Kethgar, that's what you will get.
He smiles for
And
a
I hold
second.
my hand out. But like a handshake.
Okay. Is anyone wanting to add anything?
That was deep.
I was gonna make a joke, but that was pretty heavy, so never mind.
That was deep.
Okay. Yeah, this is an opportunity.
Okay. I was gonna say, I already killed my family, so killing you should be no problem.
love it. He smiles and gives a half-hearted chuckle.
See, we're all family, Kethgar. So, whatever you want to be done, we will be there for you, no matter what.
Well, then I know I'm not dying a coward. And he
It's
reaches.
going to be a fight for the series.
He reaches in his pouch at his side and carefully removes something. And he opens his hand. You can't quite see what it is yet, but he grabs it with another hand, and you see this almost like bronze ring with this like gemstone in the middle.
Ew.
Yeah, and he smiles. And this was hers. This was her ring. And he produces it's just like a simple worn ring. Thin band, very thin. She always said it was a charm to keep my heart in check, she joked. And he smiles, that like half-hearted smile. It was mine again the moment that the void took her. The only thing left that wasn't burned in the house after I found them. And at this point, he brings it out, not to one of you specifically, just to you as a group. And he looks at you all, and who would take it?
I think I will grab it, but I'm gonna kind of like grab it while I'm holding his hand too, if that makes any sense. I can't really make it out, but like I'm holding it with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, Kethgar, if your wife said this was a charm to keep your heart in check, we need to discover what she meant by that. And then I kind of push it towards like his heart, like his whole hand, like closer to him.
Okay, so you push it back and he smiles. And as you kind of touch it and push it back, you can kind of feel just a pressure. And this little sapphire, like it radiates light a little bit. And he looks down at his chest where you push it back into him. And should I fail, or should I be lost, this ring will guide your blade. And he pulls it closer to his chest. And he pushes it back. He pushes your hand out of the way. This ring will know when I'm gone. So who will take this ring? You will be my tether and my executioner, if need be.
Well, I guess that'll be me. I'll take it.
He lets go of it. Tell no one of this vow, you three. Don't leave Pheromone out. But not Seraphina, not Axe, not even the gods. This is between us. And he looks down at the ring and her.
For the goddamn. What are we called again?
Oh, that would have been
The
cool.
Lost Tome? I know. For the Adventures of the Lost Tomes, whatever.
That would have been so cool. You guys would have remembered and figured out a name for yourselves.
Mama
Never.
say it anyway.
We'll never have a name. Never.
For the unnamed.
Will be unwritten, all right?
The unwritten.
The rest is still unwritten.
What's her name? Benningfield.
Yes.
The Natasha Bedingfields.
The Natasha Benningfields. So he smiles one more time. He's like, "What? I feel the burden has been lightened, and I trust you all to do what needs to be done. So, why don't we rejoin that witch and that dragon and get back on track, eh?
Hey, friend.
Okay. So you guys head back in, and you are walking in the hallway, and you see Pheromone coming around. Because Pheromone, you're leaving out of the area, right?
Yeah. There's much to talk about, but first, some preparations need to be made. So, I'm off to the religious district to see what I can find for our needs. But we have the line on the next book, so prepare yourselves accordingly, because the next book is definitely not easy.
Wonderful.
Can Bojack accompany, since he also likes praying and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming with then.
I am not. Luna's staying behind.
I am also gonna stay behind.
Okay. So we're going
right.
to go ahead and
We will get things ready here and complete all preparations that we have already.
Okay.
What?
what? Where's that voice coming from? Is that a child?
That's a child.
It's Sammy.
Oh my god.
Hey,
In this
Hi,
economy?
Sammy.
this economy.
They said hi.
Yep.
Hi.
Heyo. So see, there we go. We get
Oh, he already said hi, but like really,
we get
really.
him into
quiet.
it. We get in
Oh, okay, there's
Pheromone's daughter in on it, and man, we got a whole
Oh, hi, Sammy.
child
Hey,
army
Sammy going to bed?
of D&D people.
I don't know what he's doing. He's just hanging out.
Oh, sick.
Tell him to
Where did Travis go?
pick up the
No, Sammy.
player handbook, Sammy. Oh,
All right.
sorry, I forgot I was muted.
I was like, okay, so we're. I'll take over.
Yep. No. I was like, we need this child army of D&D people. Get them both involved. Get the player handbook ready. So,
My gosh.
I'll buy it for their birthdays. Anywho, okay, you guys are gonna get things ready here. And Pheromone and Bojack, you guys are going into town to look for.
We are,
religious
yeah.
district? Okay, cool. So you guys are walking through town. You take a minute to ask a couple people on the way, like, "Hey, I'm looking to do some religion." Half of the time, people
I'm
don't.
looking to do some religion. Yeah, that's it.
More or less, but as you like try and get people's attention and do this, it's becoming a little bit more difficult because most people laugh at you. You hear a lot of
Rude.
yeah. Good luck with that. So both of you go ahead and roll me some persuasion as you go one by one.
Oh, yikes. It's going to be a 7 for me.
Come
Okay.
on, where's persuasion? $16.
16.
Hey,
Okay.
brother.
So Pheromone, you go up to a gentleman and ask him, "Hey, I'm looking for the religious district," and he laughs in your face and says, "Why don't you go pick up a book, nerd?" He walks away. And Bojack, you, Bojack, you go and ask somebody, and they give you that look, and then if you head over there, the Opaline Crescent will be where you need to do if you're looking to do some praying. She points you in the direction down the alley. And
Awesome, thank you.
beautiful. As you guys go in there, you start to see this different section of town. A lot of them is very whimsical and magical and fantastic. But this next area, small temples, small shrines, all clustered against like a very crescent-shaped street paved in like it's definitely marble, but it's like ugly looking marble. It's like the discount section marble. This district is definitely a little bit more calm, kind of like unnervingly so. Most temples are either like shuttered closed. You can still smell that incense as you like walking through this little area. it feels like a place where prayers either have gone unanswered or people have kind of not come here very often for one reason or the other. I mean, you're in a very magically inclined city, and their magic definitely does not come from the divines. So, as you walk around, go ahead and make me a perception check, both of you. And as you do your perception check, let me know what you're looking for.
I'm looking for symbols of the Church of Kellamvor. Essentially. So I got 12.
24.
Sheesh! And what are you looking for, Bojack?
Well, Temple of Sylvanus, or any, anything that I could use as a tree, really.
An auspicious
Okay.
tree.
Any little bit of nature.
Yeah. So, as you guys are looking around, you...
I think you're muted, Travis.
I'm muted
Not-
again? Hold on. Sorry. On on stream, I probably was normal because I attached my my mute on Discord to my foot pedal in case I need to like say hello everyone in the stream, so you guys don't get thrown off on your mojo. But every time I hit B, it shuts my voice off in Discord. Anywho, Pheromone. So as you walk around, you see this small obsidian steepled, very small building, very untouched by growth, you can see. And inside, you walk in and you see this weighing scale, and it's cracked. And you see, with a little bit of relief, Kellamvor once adorned these altar walls. Now it's kind of been, covered up with dirtied rags that clearly were once beautiful. And go ahead and make me a, we'll say a religion check.
11?
Okay. So with you looking at this broken scale, as you look it over, and you can see the scale's enchantments have been inverted, that this scale doesn't weigh souls anymore. It weighs magic and arcana, which are the same thing, obviously. So what's your passive perception?
Passive is 14.
Okay. So as you are looking over this thing, you feel a presence behind you.
I will look back.
Okay. You see this shade in the corner behind, or next to the door that you walked in through, and he addresses you. He watches still, but through stained glass and static, his voice is drowned, not dead.
I don't know what that means.
Go ahead and make me
I'm tired of your riddles, old man.
You're not gonna smack him, or you are gonna smack him?
No, I'm not. No.
Do you say that? I'm tired of your riddles, old man.
No, just like what?
And he looks at you, and he walks beside you and strokes the side of this this scale, and find the roots of this silence and sever them.
The root to this what?
Silence.
Silence? Sever them?
Sever. Starts backing away a little bit. Silence. Still, like, walking very slow, as if he's like doing that like thing where you like kind of like reach your foot back and kind of make sure there's nothing behind you before you step. Silence.
Yeah. What is a mysterious man?
Sever.
Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna like kind of be like, what a weird homeless man to be approaching me. Like, can I help you?
Sever. And he's kind of like he's behind like one of the.
He's just watching me.
He's like half hiding behind one of these like drapes. It's
Oh my gosh.
Kinda just piques my
Um, I'm gonna. I guess like I'll kind of see if there's anything to like looking around the shrine, I guess, and see if there's anything more that I'm missing.
Sure. Go ahead and make
Actually, I think the angle I would take would be like, well, I want to make sure that the shrine is at least taken care of. Because, like, for things to be covered up and, like, dirty things to be around, I'd start, like, cleaning up the shrine. And would I maybe notice something while I was cleaning up the shrine
Yeah, so
that
you
seemed
start
out of
kind of
place?
like, old dirty curtains. Do you have anything magical to help you, or are you just doing,
Let me see.
you know,
Um,
think about it. Bojack, where you're going.
yeah.
Um, look over your spells.
No, I got stuff. I got
okay,
stuff.
okay. Do you want to keep cleaning?
Yeah, I got my
Your prestidigitation?
candles and block of incense.
Okay.
And so I probably clear off old candles or whatever, light some new candles,
Mm-hmm.
burn the incense at the altar kind of deal. Yeah, that kind of deal. And then like clean up whatever like dirty stuff is around.
Yeah. Okay. So you start picking up, bits and baubles here and there.
I put in my censer, the incense. I do a little trying to bless the altar again, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So you light some incense and you start to liven up the place, and clean. Pieces of broken, cobblestone and rock. You find some sand and fill in some holes. You get rid of some old curtains that have been covering up scripture on the walls, and you're making this place come alive again. And the whole time, this shade of a man is just kind of peeking out from behind this curtain. Silence. And things are looking pretty clean around here. So, but go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Great.
DC is a little bit lower now, so
14.
14. Okay, so you look around, and you see some of these roots that they're on both sides of this altar that holds the scale, and they're kind of, hold on 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. I know that ringtone.
Okay, we're gonna go on a brief intermission. 5
Okay.
minutes. Hold on 1 sec.
It's okay.
No, everything's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've never done a be right back. Okay. Be right back. I'm gonna meet everyone. There we are. We're back. Okay. You see these vines. It's probably funny that what is the Dan theme was playing for like half a second.
Yeah, Dan.
You see these vines.
I know that
on,
tune.
These vines on both sides are kind of like creeping in on this scale.
Okay.
And that's all you see with that. So we're gonna switch on over to. Oh crap! Where is it? Oh, that threw off my mojo. My mojo's been thrown.
You threw off my groove.
My groove. You threw off the Travis's groove. Okay. So Bojack, you start looking around this crescent-shaped area, and you see this once beautiful shrine of Sylvanas. It's now been split by this jagged crack, and these twisted vines kind of grow around this crack, almost looking like it's trying to close the gap again. And you found the shrine of Sylvanas.
Okay. Then your boy's gonna. I think what he's gonna do here is go up to that crack where the vines are, and place his hands upon them, and then start to pray from that space there.
Okay. Yeah. Go. Do you just go straight into praying with it?
Let's see here. I mean, is it so? Like from the way it looks, is it just like, is it like unkept, or is it just like really in ruin?
It's unkept and clearly split, not a natural split, and it's like you see these vines on all four corners. They're kind of trying to meet in the middle to like almost like seal this crack. But you know, it's vines versus split stone, you know, so.
Okay. Then yeah, I will go straight in and start the prayer there, right there on the vines. Put my hands there.
Okay. Give us some insight into what you'd be praying.
Bojack is praying for guidance and strength in this, what he is, I guess, referring to as the hunt for the last bits of like the last book, the last pieces to the puzzle, everything that essentially is needed to like save. He's asking for basically guidance in the hunt, guidance in his abilities with the Book of the Beast and all this stuff here, and just praying for some help because he needs it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Religion. All right. Come on. 17.
Yeah, 17. So with this stone in front of you, and it's a sacred relic of Sylvanas. It's kind of like a conduit for his foresight. Traditionally, a lot of druids and just honestly just like any nature-aligned faithful could commune with this stone to receive omens like you've had in the past, but it seems to be broken, you know. Since then, you know, it's even for you praying, it's kind of hard to connect with your God while this split down this totem, this relic stands before you. So it's kind of hard to connect. You don't feel like your words connected.
I mean, if it's like theoretically, if they were just pushed together like they're supposed to be, could it be fixed?
You could try.
All right, Bojack's a strong guy. Let him push those things.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
All right. Strength. 17.
A 17. So as you push these two rocks together, kind of like going with the natural flow of these vines, the two halves start to hum as soon as they touch, and you feel that presence again from your deity.
All right, and then Bojack will repeat his prayer and be like, I'm using my strength to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
So help me out.
Yeah. Okay. So for this prayer, what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to need 3 successes for each challenge.
Okay.
From some of your research in the past and time dedicated to your deity, you've spent time on your downtime. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
A nature check. Okay. That's a 20, dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So you recall some of the rites that kind of just got etched in your mind when you made this vow to your god, about offerings that would be accepted, and you put the stones down for a minute, reach in your pocket and pull out a dried piece of meat from a rabbit you had killed earlier, and you lay it on top of the stone and you push the stones together again, and you feel that hum is a little bit stronger. You pass your first check. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Okay, survival check. That's this one's a 7.
A 7. So you feel that strength and that connection grow stronger, and now you kind of forge the ground for some herbs and flowers and moss that might help bind this stone. But everything you keep finding is just like it just gives way, and unfortunately it doesn't help the situation. Go ahead and make me a religion check there, Bojack.
Okay. Another dirty 20.
Beautiful. Okay. So you start just offering prayer, just not of request this time, but more of reverence and balance, recognizing, the wild's right to, destroy as well as heal, and you feel that force coming back through again, stronger now. That's a pass. We got 2 passes and 1 failure. And then go ahead and give me a animal handling check.
Okay, animal handling.
Like, where did that come from?
22.
A 22. As you're pushing these stones together, this energy is just humming between this split rock, and you see sparking out the top a hare, like Hare, that is jumping around the area around you, and it's clearly ethereal and spirited, and it starts freaking out as it comes almost to life. But as you use your just like connection with the wild and animals, this animal spirit that has emerged and has been freaking out like rabbits do when they start getting scared, calms down and just sits on the other side of the stone watching you, and you've passed that. So as you succeed again in this rite of healing, these 2 halves with just like a thunderous pulse of energy, the vines grow around the stone this time, and you see it just merge into one like full stone, growing like green, and as it throws you back, go ahead and make me a dex save.
Dex save. Okay. Let's see here. Huh. 5.
A 5. You're not flat on your ass, for sure. And as you are thrown down on the ground, as you look back up, now this stone, there's a figure standing, and as you look closer, he's kind of floating above the stone, just like an inch above, and you just feel this radiance of comfort, and he looks down at you.
My lord, it's you again.
He looks down one more time before he blinks. These books are seeds. But not all seeds bring life.
Are you saying this seed I have in my possession now is going to bring more ruin than healing?
Closes his eyes for a second. Some, and he looks down at yours, will rot the forest. Some birth blight. You chase answers, Bojack, but beware. What you plant may poison the roots of this world. One will awaken ruin. One will birth a god. One will be claimed by the wild if let alone. And he starts to turn away.
Is that all you? Well, I mean, do you have more information than that?
You say that out loud?
No, no. I say what he said specifically. What he says is, how will I know, which is which?
And he turns back and smiles at you, and that's easy. You have my seed in you, Bojack. Let my seed of instinct guide your judgment, not your eyes. And he vanishes.
Why is everybody speaking riddles?
Yeah. So that vision ends with just the sound of trees creaking and groaning as if 1,000 trees were just bracing for this coming storm. And with that, sitting down in front of this holy relic, you were left alone. And that's where we're going to end today's session, with you sitting flat on your ass in front of the holy shrine of your deity. So we're going to pick up there next time. As always, thank you for anyone who is tuning in with us. I saw a couple people were saying hey. But as always, may your dice rolls be epic and your adventures legendary. Everybody say goodbye.
Bad.